For this first phase of the battle, we have to protect Zelda while she charges up. Malladus will keep his distance, for whatever reason. That seems like a horrible idea to me. He could just run over and stomp on her, but instead he'll sit back and shoot fireballs out of his mouth. These flaming boulders will home in on the princess, naturally, and can be deflected with your sword. It's better to use side slashes rather than stabs, because this way you have a wider range, you can kind of direct where they're going to go, and that way you don't walk forward when you smack them. Occasionally, the fireballs will drop recovery hearts, so once you get a gap in the attacks, make sure you go and grab those. This is also why you want to use side slashes. You want to do it in such a way that you can direct where the recovery hearts will land. At the end, Malladus will roar, unleashing 2 massive waves of fireballs. Now, if you have the Great Spin, you can start using that and just stand right next to Zelda. It makes it really easy to hit all of those. Otherwise, you'll need to use 2 very well-timed spin attacks, pretty much. This can be tricky to pull off, but once you do, Zelda will be fully charged, allowing you to play a song. Do we really have time for such a thing? We're at the last boss of the game, and you want to sit here, like, playing music. But I suppose we do have time for that, if you take us to a land of rainbows and unicorns. This melody has 2 breaks where we need to move the flute, and it's very difficult to play it exactly to the time. So for myself, what I do is I actually don't even try to play it exactly to the time. Rather, what I do is I play it in 3 smaller bursts, so that some of the notes don't quite line up. It's close enough that the game actually accepts it, and it's a lot easier than trying to play it exactly right. For the second phase of the battle, we control both Link and Zelda. You can move her anywhere, but I think it's much easier to just kind of shove her off to an edge and concentrate on positioning the boss yourself. The boss will constantly focus on Zelda, so you need to run in with Link and smack him, and this will make him turn his attention towards Link. While he's distracted, you can keep your distance, and he'll charge towards you. Notice how I'm luring him off to the far left. Our goal is to get him facing away from Zelda, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the far north as soon as he comes towards me, and this way he'll turn face towards me. Notice how the cursor on the top of the screen turns yellow. That means he's vulnerable. Shoot him with a light arrow. You want to tap the light arrow button at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom screen, and this will have Zelda shoot him. Every time you do this, Malladus will turn back towards Zelda, so quickly run in and attack him to get him to focus on Link again. When he gets back up like this, he will shoot several fireballs, and these usually drop at least 1 recovery heart, so be sure to grab those. So now that we've removed a horn, Malladus is a little more cautious, and he will automatically dodge Zelda's arrows if he's just sitting there. So even if the cursor is yellow on the top screen, you can't just shoot a light arrow. That probably won't work. He'll automatically jump around and focus on Zelda instead. So the trick to doing this now is that you have to distract him even further. You have to taunt him into attacking Link, and then he will be vulnerable. So you get him facing away from Zelda, wait till the cursor turns yellow, and then wait for him to roar. When he's roaring, that means he's just about to charge, so he'll roar, and then he'll run forward, and then he'll sit there for a moment after he charges. And during that entire thing, he'll be vulnerable. Okay, so when he gets back up, he'll have more fireballs. Now, remember that you can grab the recovery hearts afterwards. Quick note about this, you can use the Great Spin to hit those fireballs, and that is pretty awesome and everything. However, the problem with that is you'll be dizzy afterwards, and so you might not get the recovery hearts in time, depending on when you started the Great Spin. And you'll have to run over and chase down Malladus because he'll be chasing after Zelda, so I don't know, I just kind of recommend against the Great Spin, at least for that particular section of this boss. So here I got him all lined up, but he dodged my arrow, so I waited for a moment, I taunted him into charging me, and now that he's totally opposite from Zelda and he's vulnerable for a few seconds just after his charge, just press the button, have Zelda shoot him with an arrow, bam! Okay, quickly rub the stylus on the screen, keep it up, and Zelda will rush over to help deliver the final blow. Keep rubbing on the screen, and that concludes the final boss of the game. And it also concludes this walkthrough. Hope you all found it very helpful, and remember, if you ever need any help in a Legend of Zelda game, you can feel free to check out our YouTube channel, The Zelda Dungeon, or our website at zeldadungeon.net for detailed walkthroughs and guides to help you. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for joining me through this journey through The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Until next time, guys, this is Caleb Simpson, signing out.